Hello everyone! I know you probably are all getting really tired of my shadow boxes, but I am hoping this is the last one I want to show you guys, or I'm going to show you guys. I just had to because I felt like it was kind of cute. I made this for a friend of mine. She just had her baby boy. As you see, his name is Elliot. And I just really wanted to kind of give you guys another shadow box idea. I know they're very popular. The baby cards on YouTube are very popular, so I figured I'd give you guys just one more idea for those babies that are brand new in your lives, and their mommies and their daddies. So this is what I made, and I'm going to go as quickly as I can with this one. I've basically given you all the standard instructions on how to construct a shadow box, so I'm going to go really quickly with this. At least I'm going to try. I'm going to show you how to make this piece just really quickly. So, and I'm not actually going to demonstrate it so much as I'm going to kind of give you an idea of it. So I used the clear large scallop square big die, and I just took a piece of Marina Mist, and basically I trimmed it out one way. So I put it, you know, as a piece like this, I put it on, put it through, and then I just moved it probably this way. We'll say the piece was bigger, and I just went ahead and made it look like that. I don't know how much sense that makes, but if we're going to use the cardstock, or just a piece of cardstock, you would put it in, and it would come out. This portion of it would be flat, so you would have the scalloped piece. You would move it down where the flat piece is and make another scallop. And the duck from the baby bundle stamp set, you're going to stamp it down in the StazOn and color it in using the Daffodil Delight Stampin' Right marker. I colored the beak in using Pumpkin Pie, and then I colored the eye in using Island Indigo. I actually stamped the ducks down twice, so you'll have two ducks. As I said, I colored them both in, and then I put some dimensional on the back. I cut the dimensional in half. Okay? And in this baby bundle set, I also used the Congratulations. Alright, I'm actually not going to do this because I don't have another baby with another name for which to make this, but I'm just going to give you a basic idea of how I did it. So I just typed out his name on my computer, and I printed it out on a regular piece of printer paper. You could use a piece of Whisper White cardstock if you wanted to, if it is safe to put through your printer, but for this I just went ahead and did a piece of printer paper. And then I punched it out using the word window punch, and I punched a piece of Whisper White out using the word window punch, and I just adhered these two pieces together. And then I took a piece of the Marina Mist cardstock and I punched it out using the Modern Label Punch, and then I went ahead and I just sponged it a little using the Whisper White craft ink. So I just sponged, I don't even think you can tell, but I just sponged along the edges of it just to kind of soften it up a little bit and give it a little bit of a different visual interest. And I put a dimensional on the back of the name piece and two dimensionals on the back of the Modern Label piece after I adhered this together and then adhered it on. Using the Sizzix Clearlits Happy Whale and the Oh Whale stamp set, I stamped the whale down in Pool Party ink. I stamped that twice onto Whisper White, and I just went ahead and ran them through the Clearlit, and they came out like this. Ta-da! Oops. Ta-da! And then I used, hopefully we'll have these again, I used the Googlies, just one each for the eyes. These were in the Holiday Mini. Put two dimensionals on the back of one of these, and one dimensional on the back of this one, just on the tip of the tail, the top part of his tail, And I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a little bit. Okay, so using the cupcake builder punch and some Whisper White, I punched out 2 clouds. Okay, and it's just the top of this, so you just put it in and you'll punch it out from here. Alright, and using the Whale stamp set and the Whalecome stamp, I inked it up in some Pacific Point and I stamped it down on one of the clouds, just on the bottom, like that. Okay, and then you're going to put a dimensional on the left side. See, it's on the back left side of this cloud, and then 1 dimensional on the back right side of the other cloud, and you'll see why in a moment. I also used the 7/8 inch scallop circle punch and a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock, and I punched out the sun, basically. Put a dimensional on the back of that. So you're going to cut out 2 pieces of the Sunshine and Sprinkles DSP, and they're both 4 by 4 1/8. And what you're going to do is take just one of them, and using your Stampin' Trimmer or your paper cutter, whatever you use, you're just going to cut 1 inch in on all 4 sides. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So you would just cut at 1 inch in, 1 inch down, and 1 inch up. 1 inch in, 1 inch down, and 1 inch up, so that you get that little square in the center. And you can revert back to some of my other shadow box cards to see how I did that. I'm trying to be quick with this, so I'm not going to be too specific about that right now. And you'll have this piece out of the center. And you're only going to do that to one piece. This piece is going to go on the inside, and it does not need to be cut. Alright, so then what you're going to have afterwards is a piece that measures 2 by 2 1/8, and you're going to trim it down to 1/8 of an inch less. Okay, 1/8 of an inch there, and 1/8 of an inch there. So just 2 sides. You're going to want to get a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and this will measure 2 by 2 1/8. You're going to send it through your Cloudy Day Textured Impressions embossing folder, and that's how it's going to look. And you're going to take a piece of Marina Mist. This will be 2 by 2 1/8, and you're going to layer these pieces together, and we'll do that in a little bit. Using that little wave stamp, this one from the Whale stamp set, and 2 ink pads, I used the Marina Mist and the Pacific Point. I stamped it down once in the Pacific Point and once in the Marina Mist, so I had 2 waves. Now these are they will be a little bit longer, so you'll want to cut it down to 2 1/8 of an inch. Alright, and you're going to just fussy cut them. Oh, and I don't think I told you I fussy cut the ducks as well. I'm just going to use my 2-way glue pen. Get some glue on the back of these waves. Adhere it down. And I do the darker blue piece on the bottom of the cloud piece. Alright, so now you're going to take a piece of Marina Mist, and I've already worked the heck out of this thing. Alright, so you're going to take a piece that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and you're going to score it at 4 1/8 and 4 3/8 to make that little binded fold in the center. Alright. And then, what I have figured out is that it's easier to actually take your accent piece that goes on the front and put some repositionable adhesive on the back of it, adhere it down where you want it on the front of your base card. You're just going to take a pencil and draw the box, that inner box that you just cut out. And then, as you've already seen, again, you can revert to my previous shadow box cards that I've made for specifics on how to do this. You will just do score lines. So use that box as your guide. Do score line all around the box, and then go in 1/4 of an inch each way. And then do 4 more score lines at 1/4 of an inch in from that outer box. or from those outer lines. So score, 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 and then again score 1/4 of an inch in, score 1/4 of an inch in, 1/4 of an inch in, and 1/4 of an inch in. Okay, you can kind of see that. You can't really see the score line of where the lines are drawn, but you can see these score lines. And then you're just going to cut from point to point and point to point. So scores and then cuts. Alright, so then what you'll have is that inner box, and you're just going to fold it all your score lines, and then fold those outer lines out towards the back of the box. There you go. So this piece is going to be a little bit of a tight fit, but you can get it in there with a little bit of finagling. Alright, but I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of it right now. Okay, and just press it into place. I'm going to put my sun on. And I'm going to go ahead and put my whale in. Now, you're going to want to bend just a little. Don't give it too much of a crease or anything. Just kind of rough it up with your fingertip just a little bit. The tail a little towards you. Remove the backing off the dimensional in the back. And you're just going to have to kind of push him into there. So get him positioned where you want him. I get his nose in there first. And then you're just going to kind of maneuver his tail in. And that dimensional on the back of his tail will sort of hold him in place. Alright, so now he's in there, nice and snug. What I'm going to do next is, I've used a window sheet, which you can barely see. There you go, now you can see it. This measures 2 5/8 by 2 1/2. And then I'm just going to adhere my window sheet to that. And you'll want to give it a good press. Okay. And then just put some more adhesive along the outer edge of the back of that piece. Okay. So it'll look like that. And you're going to take your cloud pieces and just take your Whalecome piece first and position it where you want it up in the upper left corner. And then you're going to take the blank cloud and you're going to position it just a little bit in and below the Whalecome piece. So that's why you want the dimensional on the back on this side of this cloud and on the back on this side of this cloud, so that they kind of fit together and they hold each other steady, and looks like that. Alright. Alright, and last, for the front, you're going to take your ducks. You know, whatever name. You can also do it in pink or yellow or purple, green, whatever colors you want to do. Just go ahead and figure out what name you should put there. Print it out on your computer, punch it out with the word window punch, and back it with the modern label punch in the whatever color Marina Mist, or if you use a pink or green, yellow, purple, whatever color you use. Okay, so we're going to do the inside. I basically stamped everything down. In the Pacific Point, I stamped the congratulations and the happy birthday. The congratulations, again, is from the baby bundle stamp set, and the happy birthday is the Teeny Tiny Wishes happy birthday, which looks like this, a big old batch of stuff. And again, I inked it up in the Pacific Point and stamped it down. And I used the "and," which I don't know how well you guys can see it, but I inked it up in the pool party. And this is the Photopolymer Designer Typeset stamp set. And I just stamped it down right there. I used the sort of water droplets from his blowhole, and I stamped it up in the Pacific Point. And what I did was I kind of set it up so that I knew where I wanted it to go. So I set the water up, or the waves up, I set the whale up, and then I stamped it down. Alright. This Whisper White piece is 4 7/8 by 4 3/4. Alright, so then you'd adhere that down, and then you're just going to take your whale, And actually, I'm going to adhere this down before I put my whale on. That way it'll make it easier to run the adhesive. And you're just going to adhere it to the DSP. Okay, then you're going to adhere your whale. Ta-da! Okay, and last but not least, you're going to adhere those two smaller pieces, the DSP to the Marina Mist. Put some adhesive on the back of those two pieces, and you'll adhere that piece to the back of that little box on the inside of your card, just to make it a little prettier, because it's not very pretty without it. And give the bind a fold, and there you have it. Beautiful, adorable, and customizable with the baby's name. That will go right there. That's it. I hope you all enjoyed it. I promise to try not to do any more shadow boxes for you guys, but I figured I would give you guys a nice little baby idea, and that's what I came up with. This is actually what I came up with for my friend, and I hope that maybe you guys have someone to share it with in your lives. Until next time, happy stamping!